Okay, it's the most dreaded time, or at least my most dreaded time in the garden season. You might ask yourself, what time is that? For me, it's time to process the Carolina Reaper. I don't care what people say. There's people on the internet, that try to say that the Carolina Reaper is not hot. All the controversy about it wasn't the hottest, that kind of stuff. If you haven't handled it, don't talk. I don't eat it. I grow it for you guys. I like to have the best seeds possible for other people to grow and experience it. And then, of course, I freeze dry it to a powder so we can just put a little bit, and I mean a little bit, in a big pot of chili. But it is painful. When I get to today, it hurt. I mean, you can feel the burn through the latex glove. How is that possible? Ed Curry, you're a madman. You're twisted. I honestly think that there's a lot of people on the internet that talk out their ass. They've never messed with the Carolina Reaper. I don't care what you think about if it was the hottest in the whole Guinness Book of World Records, all that stuff. All I know, it's damn hot. If the devil manifested himself into a pepper, I think it's the Carolina Reaper. Now, we're gonna find out, because this year, I grew the Primatali and chocolate Primatali and the 7-pot and all that stuff. So I've grown, this year I've got some peppers that people claim are hotter. Okay, because personally, I can't tell what's hotter. If you get above a ghost pepper, how in the hell can you tell what's hotter? Your mouth is on fire. So I'm just gonna make a quick video here for you, show you what happens or how I do the Carolina Reaper. We're gonna pull seeds, which is the worst part for me. It gets in the air, burns your nose, it burns your throat. You put it in the freeze dryer and it just hurts. I mean, you could feel it in the air. And boy, you better be careful once you grind it down to a powder when you open that canister. You better have a respirator on. So sorry to take too long about all this, but I hate doing this. I truly do it for you. Okay, let's take a look at the plants and then we're gonna go in the house and I'm gonna show you some that I've already got picked and we'll go from there. Okay, we're back to my in-ground bed. Now this plant I showed you before in the earlier video. This is the one that got so heavy it was leaning, and then down the row there are 5 more that they've got a bunch of green reapers on. Oh, actually a few of them have red now. I've gotten multiple pickings off of this plant, and take a look down in here. It is loaded again. Carolina Reaper, although probably my most hated pepper, well, definitely my most hated pepper to process, is my all-time favorite to grow. It was the first Superhot pepper that I ever started growing. I ordered the seeds from Puckerbutt Pepper Company themselves. I wanted to get them from the creator and support the madman who created this pepper. And then from there, every year I've saved my seeds and offered them up to everybody and replanted them. So I know that these seeds are true to form. Take a look here. Let's see. Now these things can hang on sometimes. They are just such a cool pepper. And I get hundreds of peppers, and I mean hundred of peppers off of one plant. It's by far my best producer. It's my best pepper to germinate. I can't say enough good things about growing the pepper. I just hate processing it. But like I said, I'm gonna keep doing it and I'm gonna do it for you. I'm a grower. I'm not as much of a consumer of the Superhot as people out there. I'm not eating raw Superhots. I am not nuts. But I like growing. And as far as growing goes, the Carolina Reaper is one amazing pepper. So I will continue to grow it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these plants and then we'll take you in the house. I'm not gonna make you sit through watching me pull a whole bunch of peppers. Here's what we got, guys. It doesn't look like that much, I'm sure, but I'll try and do a count as we're going. There's a lot here. Okay, remember my last video, safety first. Better wear your protection and you don't touch anything above the neck or below the waist. Trust me. Okay, let's see if we can show you these guys. Get up close for you. They're not giant peppers. They tend to, or at least for me anyway, when I grow them in my 10 or 15 gallon pots, I don't know if it's because the soil maintains my nutrients better. I mean, what I put in, especially because I use hydroponic nutrients in the water. The plants get taller. Carolina Reapers tend to be a little bigger, but in the ground, they stay nice, short, and bushy, and I get a larger number. So I'm not sure yet. I mean, this is just my experience, so I'm just sharing it with you. This isn't scientific. I've been growing them for years, and letting you know, if you grow them in the ground, I mean, they're only going to be about knee height, thigh height. They're going to bush way out, and you're going to get a bunch of them. But these are all ones from the in ground, they're just going to be smaller pepper. Now, just because they're smaller does not mean you don't get as much out of them. Take a look at this. I'm going to come around there. I don't know if the camera shows you. Let's see how close we can get. There's a ton of oil. When you cut them open, they're extremely wet from all the oil that's inside there. And looks like we've got some really nice healthy seeds. Now, a lot of people will tell you that the seeds are where the heat comes from. Let's see if I can do this. This part right here, this meaty inside part, the placenta, is where the major heat is at. Ooh, I can already smell it. So yes, the seeds are going to have heat. Like if you take one of those seeds and eat it, it's in that oil right now. They're going to be freaking hot. I wish you were in here right now to be able to see what I'm talking about. I've only cut one open and it's in the air already. It's brutal. Like I said, it's a great pepper, but man, it's the devil. Okay, I'm going to go through and de-seed a bunch of these, and then we'll cut in with a couple more clips for you just to see how it goes. But I kind of want to take you on the whole journey to see. Okay, we're going to show you what they look like fresh out of the freeze dryer. That's just releasing the pressure right now, so it'll take just a second. And then we'll jump to the kitchen and I'll show you what it's like after we grind them to a powder. And I didn't bore you with them going in, but you can see they're 100% dry now. All right, let's head into the kitchen and I'll show you how we process them and what we get out of them. Okay guys, here's where things get dangerous. So, and I do mean dangerous. If you inhale this, you are going to have a very bad weekend. I didn't say hour, I didn't say day, I said weekend. Okay, look, we have the Ninja processor. So I used the bullet piece, and then all we're going to do is take all this dry stuff, and I'm not going to bore you with a super long process, so we're just going to throw what I've got right here in the bullet. I'll quickly just show you how easy this Ninja turns it to powder, because it's unbelievably dry. Then I'm not going to open this on camera. You want to let this sit for a while and settle down. If the dust gets in the air, you are in trouble. So typically I'll let it settle down, I'll take it outside, and I'll open it and put the powder in the jars. So I use little jars like this that I powder them in. Usually I can fit 2 or 3 ounces in there. But you can hear, when I push it down, how dry these peppers are. It's amazing what a freeze dryer does. Once you screw this on and you decide to start blending, just leave it in there. Trust me. Okay, with the bullet blender, you just stick it on here, lock it in, and then I usually just use the pulse feature. Make sure everything falls down in there. Now I'll stop, shake it down a little bit, make sure the lid's on nice and tight still, mix it up, and then blend again and do that. Repeat it over and over. Here's what we end up with. This has been done for quite a while. So if you look, it is an unbelievable dry powder to cook with. So now you can add, because come on, let's be honest, not many people can handle a Carolina Reaper. Now you can just add a little bit at a time to your chili or whatever you're making until it gets up to the heat you want, and then you have the flavor. All right, guys, so I do this with everything. I even make my own onion powders from the onions I grow during the season. Look how dry and powdery that is. That's from last year. I do my own jalapeno powders in green and mature when it's red. They have a completely different taste. I just did my KSLS, the Kang Star Lemon Starburst that you saw in one of the last videos here. I just did my Scotch bonnets. So here's where we see who stuck with the video to the end. Let me know, out of all the peppers that I've shown you, which one you would like to try in a powder. If you go ahead and comment down below which one it is that you would like to see in a powder, maybe I'll even pick a few. But let's go with the first commenter down below to tell me what he would like to, he or she would like to try in a powder, then I'll send you some and you can try some and cook with it. This will be a good test to see who watches till the end. I'm the Chili Prepper. We'll see you on the next one.